So I already tried to record this once. It deleted it. I did all the things I have to do so it doesn't just delete it. And let's try again. I'm gonna make my family's traditional no-bake drop cookies. They're called, well, we call them Missouri cookies, and they are delicious. They're also really easy. Just takes a little bit of prep. Wet ingredients, dry ingredients. Dry ingredients are 3 cups of oatmeal. Just do your thing, baby, so long as you're not like talking to me. I got the rest of it filmed. It just deleted this first part where I did all the ingredients because I had it all set up all pretty. Of course it did. Was that 3? Yeah, that was 3. I should get hot for this. 2 cups of sugar. Into the wet ingredients. Half a cup of milk. Half a cup of peanut butter. Smooth. Or my mom will call you names. And I didn't never mean to be a choosy mom, but apparently I am because Jif is the best. Tried, tested, me approved. Okay, so the reason that you separate the ingredients is because the wet ingredients come to a boil and then boil for exactly 1 minute. And then you have to be ready to pour the dry ingredients in immediately. It is the boiling of the wet ingredients that cooks the instant oatmeal that we're using. And yes, it needs to be instant. Peanut butter's up to you in reality, but the instant oatmeal or these cookies will be failures. 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Even though it's wet, I put it into the dry because I like it like that. I like it like that. Cocoa powder, 3 tablespoons. 3 teaspoons of vanilla into the oatmeal, but 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I like to elevate. A nice smidgen of salt balances the sweet. And they are sweet cookies, so it needs it. And my mom always used the sticks of margarine. I have used real butter. It's either one. It's just easy. Just the cocoa powder, the butter, the milk, and the sugar. And you take it to the stove. You boil 1 minute, dump in the dry ingredients there, then plop it on the counter. You stir it. You watch it. It's a little bit like candy making in that you have to pay attention. You don't have to temp it. It starts when it's like more than just one bubble and it starts to actually come to a boil. That's when we set the timer. We stir continually while the timer's going, and then we pull it off of the fire and pour in the dry ingredients, which is why we prep them the moment that we kill the heat. Just get them ready. And so that the peanut butter doesn't stick to the sides, I usually give it a little kitty litter treatment. The sugar starts to dissolve. I always chunk up the butter, make it melt faster. It doesn't have to be in a Dutch oven. Any decent pan will do. I always do it on high, and it's even on my biggest burner. You want that to be bubbling, scorching hot. Because when you drop in the oatmeal for that couple of minutes while it's still really hot and setting, that's when the oatmeal basically cooks. That's why it's important to use the instant meal. It's beginning to bubble at the edges. The butter's finishing off melting. So still wouldn't start the timer yet. But oh, it's getting close. The whole surface is small bubbled, filled with small bubbles. And make sure you get all of that cocoa powder stirred in. It's not very pleasant as a clump or on its own. Okay. Alexa, timer, 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Alexa, stop timer. Okay, just came off. Pour that in. All you're trying to do is make sure that the peanut butter is evenly distributed as it melts in the boiling chocolate. And you want all of the oatmeal to get coated in the chocolate sauce. Well, not sauce, but whatever, the chocolate. Okay. That's really all there is to it. But you have to be ready to drop them. And for that, you just grab a spoon, flat, spoon, flat. All those little drippings that go off on the side, those are delectable to eat as they're setting up. Yes, that is the chef's privilege. Thank you. But you got to get them out of the pan while it's still real workable and liquid. Well, not liquid, but soft. Because it really does, it starts to firm up in no time. You can make them whatever sizes you want, but basically like the large spoon size really sets up nice. And that's all there is to it. Also too, this is the only parchment I have, it turns out. My next batches are gonna be straight on this perfectly clean countertop. And they will solidify up. But the other thing, if you're gonna keep making batches, is that you have to wash this immediately. And then you just repeat the steps. So this is what they look like. They should have a nice shine to them. Come away, my hands were damp, but they should come away perfect. It'll take you back, man. So good.